Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of The Faux Show. Today is Saturday, January 25th. My name is Angela.
My name is Chris.
And as most of you know, The Faux Show is not a real show. It is a social experience because I don't look at you. I look at the chat which I have here on my iPad.
Oh, the chat room. I've got that full screen on my Windows box screen.
Ew. It's over there on a monitor where we can see ourselves, and it's on this monitor here.
Doesn't matter. It's actually incorporated into the best lower third. Now, let me tell you something. Lower third is actually a technical term. It doesn't actually represent the amount of space it takes on the screen.
Fail.
Sometimes they call them chyrons. This blue part, some people call that a chyron right there. No, we call them lower thirds. You can look it up on Wikipedia. It contains the jblive.tv chat room, the best people on the internet. Not only does it contain the jblive.tv chat room, it hides my black tea and Angela's wine and Mountain Dew, which she's drinking together. Don't ask. And then also a box, which we will be opening.
A physical mail sack.
During the mail sack.
We have not opened it yet.
Nope.
Other than breaking the
We broke
tape.
the seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Talking about Fitbits today.
Yes.
Angela and I both got Fitbits for Christmas. And the question is, though, are they actually legit? Do they really help you live a more healthy life?
Yeah.
Is the quantified self a real thing?
Is it worth wearing on your wrist since nobody's worn something on their wrist since the 1990s?
Guilty. So we'll talk about that. But, you know, we do actually have some really cool community updates to get into first. There's a couple of really awesome things going on right now in the Jupiter Broadcasting community, and they're swag-related, my favorite. So,
first of all, we are bringing back FauxShow Awards, which I know will make a couple people very, very happy. At least a couple. And it's swag-based.
That's awesome.
I don't know why I don't have that darn sticker out here.
Oh, my God.
I know, right? Do you want to go get it while I talk?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they'll just have to they'll have to sign up to get one.
All right. Well, it's a 3-inch by 4-inch Jupiter Broadcasting, the new logo sticker.
New awesome logo.
It's transparent, so you know, if you want white or black, you have to indicate white or black.
You want to put it on your car, you want to put it on your laptop, you want to put it on your house, you want to put it on the president's butt, whatever you want.
So this is everywhere. This is a really cool map that I was able to do. It's a geographical map of who has requested stickers and where. And the bigger the circle, the more the request. So right now, the single most frequent location to request a sticker is the UK. UK represent.
Wow.
In the United States, though, Washington, our own state, is tied with California for 6 requests for stickers.
I hope we see every one of you Washingtonians at Linux Fest Northwest at the end of April.
Right? I have sent out over 100 stickers in the last 48 hours. Like, it's crazy. It has just been crazy.
If you think about the fact that she's hand-mailing every one of those.
I'm handwriting them. I have written more than I have, like, since high school. My fingers are cramping. I have, like, a pen indentation.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible.
Oh,
it's horrible.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Soldier.
You can, you see this bit.ly link here at the bottom?
bit.ly/1DNHCU7. Did you know, Angela, that you can actually edit bit.ly links to be whatever you want them to say?
I've tried. I can't figure it out.
Well, you could have made faux stickers or something like that. That
would have been awesome.
Just saying.
That would have been awesome. Show me.
Well,
Show me.
You know what we'll do? We'll put a link in the show notes. So you
right.
can just click it.
All right. Well, here's what that link goes to.
It's a Faux Show Awards form.
I want to know your IRC nickname. Okay?
What if they're not in the IRC?
Because if I was smooth until then. Till
the wine kicked in?
No, until you interrupted me.
Oh.
Your IRC or nickname. Okay. It could just be your first name. And then I want your full name and mailing address. Now, I added full name because people were leaving off their name, and I'm not going to mail something to their IRC nick because the U.S. Post Office doesn't sign into IRC.
What if they also want to include their email address?
They can, yeah, you can, this is a paragraph response format, so you can put your address. One person's like, please send me both colored stickers.
Yeah, just don't tell them they can ask for that.
Because the next thing is, what color sticker do you want? And you can only select black or white.
Show them the logos.
And then, ta-da!
There they are.
These are the logos.
Look how good looking that logo is.
There's the white.
Put that in my mouth.
The final question is, I understand that by requesting this sticker, that I will take a picture of it in use, like applied to whatever it is that you're going to put it on, and send it in to Angela at JupiterBroadcasting.com upon receipt so that I can include you in the FauxShow Awards.
Yeah.
The awards show is Saturday, February 15th at 10 a.m. Now, do you guys know what day that is?
February?
Saturday, February 15th.
Okay.
Is the day before Last 300. Epic.
Whoa.
Epic epic weekend.
That's going to be a crazy weekend.
Insane. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So you have to answer this question. You can answer yes, of course, and absolutely. Or absolutely.
Because part of the hold on, I don't think you've been clear about this.
What?
Part of the deal is we'd really like a picture of wherever you put it.
That is the question. I understand that by requesting the sticker, I will take a picture of it in use and send it to Angela at Jupiter Broadcasting.
Here's the thing. Not everyone can read that.
I just read it.
Well, now we're telling them.
I read it twice.
So take a picture of it and send it to us via email to Angela at JupiterBroadcasting.com because we want those. Why do we want those, Ange? What might we be doing with pictures like that? What might we have in the works for pictures that people send in to us?
This is a leeway into something, and I am missing it because I was reading the chat room. Are you talking about Instagram?
Obviously, yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't quite hear what you said, but we're not ready to move on yet. Q5 Sis says, my sister wants to know if FauxShow viewers who don't use IRC are out of luck. No, just put your name there, your first name. You know, ain't no thing. Don't put your email address there only because I cannot email a sticker. Several people have done that, and I've emailed them like, hey, would you mind? Give me your physical mailing address. All right. So the other thing we have going on with the JB swag is shirt pictures. And I have had 64 submissions, and some of them are really epic. Like, this is the most badass one I've ever seen. Like, I'm pretty sure. Epic.
That is pretty badass.
We have a couple of family pictures. This is a family of 5. Who also have a Christopher, Angela, and Abigail, which is kind of crazy. And then we have this family of 5, and then there was also a teddy bear, but I couldn't get it in the picture. But here is that teddy bear, because the
teddy bear has a shirt.
I put them all on there individually as well.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Krister is the one that sent the Tech Snap 100 shirt in a panoramic style with him in every panoramic shot.
Loved that one.
And I asked him to choose, and I love it. I love it. I asked him to choose which one he wanted as his Instagram shot, and this is what he chose. So, but the full one is available on my G Plus page if you want to follow me over there.
We got a 3D printer in one of those too.
Yep.
Oops. Nope, over.
I know. There's Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
There's Raku Dave.
Raku Dave's got a 3D printer.
And then if you're concerned, I'm not putting names on the Instagram. I'm not saying this is Raku Dave. But I happen to know because I'm awesome and I know my audience. This was another epic picture. Very classy.
I wonder if he green screened that. I wonder how he did that.
I like the sword. You guys are really creative.
Show Matt's beard. Look at Matt's epic beard.
So the point of this Instagram is that RMS and Matt had a child. So the point of the Instagram is that I'm going to order a poster, a giant poster with all of the Jupiter Broadcasting shirt pictures tiled and frame it for the new studio. So if you have your shirt, which I think everybody does by now, and you want your picture on there, send me a picture, Angela at JupiterBroadcasting.com. I'll throw you on there.
Cool. All right. Well, so we are going to be talking about the Fitbit this episode. Now, if you're not familiar with the Fitbit, it is a band that you put... There's several different versions of them. We both have the Force.
The Force is with us.
And the nice thing about the Force is it has an OLED screen on it. It gives you the time and your stats. And the whole idea is it has an accelerometer in here. It has altimeter in here. It has a motion sensor in here. And all of this tracks your behavior throughout the day and then either syncs with your desktop computer or your smart device. And we'll go into that in more detail here in a minute.
Yep.
And reports on all kinds of stats from calories burned, steps taken, how many times you've gone up and down a staircase, how long you slept, and what the quality of that sleep was, when you woke up, when you were restless. All of that stuff, and then charts it and averages it for you and gives you reports.
And however, it's not limited to those things.
No, it does more, but we'll get into that. But first, we got to tell you about our fine sponsor this week, and of course, friends, that is Ting.com. Now, Angela, Ting is...
mobile that makes sense.
Wow, look at you!
I know. You didn't even start it for me. I got it.
You really did get it. Now, you can get started by going over to faux.ting.com. Faux.ting.com is where you want to get started because that's going to take $25 off your first month of service. Now, what is Ting? Or $25 off your first device. Ting is a no BS mobile service provider. No contracts, no early termination fees, and You only pay for what you use. The value here is insane. They are really freaking out the rest of the mobile industry, and I believe over 2014, you're going to see them try to catch up, but Ting just keeps pulling ahead. Not only does Ting have awesome devices, which I've got the Nexus 5, and I've also got the HTC One from Ting. I've also had the Evo 4G and the Note 2 from Ting. So I've tried out a bunch of different devices so I can really kind of speak to you guys about this. And I've been using Ting for over a year myself. They have great devices that you own outright, Android devices, Windows mobile devices. You buy one of these, it's yours. You're not paying into some sort of subsidy that you'll be paying even once the devices become outdated. They also have feature phones like the Kyocera Kona for $63 when you apply faux.ting.com discount. $63. You own this outright with no early termination fee, no contract, and
That's
you only pay
awesome.
for what you use.
That is so awesome, because that is like the main thing that would discourage me from getting a new phone is a stupid 2-year contract.
Right.
Which is standard now,
Well,
right?
and the problem is a lot of people are still in a 2-year contract, and Ting recognizes this, and Ting's like, you know what? Contracts suck. Early termination fees suck. So we're going to do an early termination relief program. You can find out more about that at ting.com/ETF. What they're going to do is take up to 25% off of your ETF. So that's about $75 per line. So if you had to cancel, it's really easy. You just grab your Ting device, you port your number over to your new Ting device, you submit your ETF claim, and Ting will reimburse you up to $75 in Ting credits. And Ting, you know, on average, for me, is like $30 a month. So a $75 service credit is going to get you service for quite a while. And every Ting plan includes hotspot, tethering, right in their caller ID, voicemail, picture messaging, all included. Hotspot and tethering, they just use your data, and you just pay for the data usage. It's really how phones probably should have been done from the beginning.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been paying the data plan for $40, which is more than the monthly bill of a Ting phone.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, like you
data,
already pay in data
Yeah.
more than you would monthly for the phone.
Yeah.
And it includes, you already said, tethering and
Hotspot, which is awesome,
which is
so
epic.
handy. And what's cool is because you only pay for what you use, when you upgrade to a next Ting device, you can keep your old Ting device as a hotspot because you're only paying for when you use it.
Right. And,
So-
well, it's $6 for that line at that point.
And you can
plus
they
the
share
data.
from pooled
Yeah.
minutes and data, so it makes it super easy, and you're not paying when you don't need it. And you can also activate and deactivate through the awesome Ting dashboard. And the last thing that I'll really point out is they have incredible customer service. You could not only do they have great online support, which if you're a self-starter, that's a great way to go, but you can also, if you get stuck and you just want to talk to a person, call them 1-855-TING FTW, 1-855-TING-FTW, and a real person will answer the phone. They'll oftentimes pick it up on the first ring, and that individual is empowered to solve your problem. Ting hires Android and smartphone enthusiasts, people who are passionate. The people that in their peer group are the ones that everybody always goes to fix their problem. That's who Ting hires to be your customer service rep. They're geeks who love phones, and they actually are empowered by the company to do whatever they need to do to solve your problem. So it's awesome. So go get started by going to faux.ting.com. That'll support this show, and a big thank you to Ting for sponsoring FauxShow.
So what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
There we go.
Thanks, Ting. Okay, so I got my Fitbit for Christmas from my dad. You got your Fitbit for Christmas from me.
Yep.
And we've both been kind of rocking. It's funny because neither one of us had really talked about it beforehand.
No.
But you were kind of like, I kind of been thinking about a Fitbit, and I had been too. And I was like,
Right. Well, and that's what I got both of my parents for Christmas.
Yeah.
And they haven't even broken them out of the package.
well, that's their mistake because they're actually a ton of fun.
Yeah, they are.
It kind of, in a way, turns your life into like a mild video game because you get stats and points, and you want to goose the numbers the next day. You want to try to beat your score, beat your record.
Yeah.
And that is like more steps, better sleep, less calories, right? It's all these cool things.
So Kai P in the chat room says, nope. Spazzy C says, I'm traveling to the States for the month of February, and I've been trying to figure out how to get on Ting. You can, you can call that number, but you can also find them on Twitter at TingFTW.
Yep.
They will answer your questions there. Okay, so there's a dashboard, a mobile dashboard that you sign into. And it's actually pretty awesome. It's customizable. I would strongly recommend that if you have a Fitbit, or if you're going to get one, go online and fill this out first. There's a lot of things that you can do on here that you can't do on the app, and that you certainly cannot do on the actual wristband. I opened this drawer over here. There's no more titles over here, but basically you can drag and drop things that you want displayed on your wristband from here, and I want everything shown.
So you can configure the wristband through the webpage.
Yes.
And so this is kind of a key point is The wristband either needs to sync to an application on Mac or Windows, or it needs to sync to a smart device. Now, the supported devices are all the iPhone devices, and pretty much any Android device with a new version of Android and Bluetooth LE, the low power edition. If you've got that, or like a Nexus 7 device, if you've got the Nexus 7 tablet, it'll all sync. Or you can just use the desktop app if you've got a Windows or Mac.
Right.
So there's tons of stuff this thing gives you in both the mobile app and the web app. They're both kind of the same, though. Like, here's my Fitbit dashboard. You can see I've taken 1,700 steps today, about 18% of my goal.
Which is 10,000, and that's the default.
I've gone up the floor 3 times, 30% of my goal.
Let's show them our sleep.
Oh, yeah? Okay, I was wondering if we could jump right in there. Okay, you start.
Oh, wow, look at I haven't actually looked at it on here.
Yeah, it gives you
this
the whole
is our,
week.
Yeah. So this is our sleep. And it doesn't show it bigger.
No, here's mine. I got mine big. So this is really interesting. So last night I slept 6 hours and 4 minutes. You activate the Fitbit in sleep mode by holding down the button.
The only button that's on it.
Yep. And it's the only time you ever actually really have to interact with the Fitbit itself. You hold it down for a few seconds, then it vibrates. And then it goes into sleep mode, where it's extra sensitive and it's monitoring all of your motion and things like that. And then when you wake up, you hold it down and it ends sleep mode. And the Fitbit registers, okay, I'm going to treat all the activity during this time as he should be sleeping. But what's awesome is if you forget to push the button one night and you wake up and go, oh, crap, like I did today, I forgot to set it. So I woke up and I said, oh, well, I went into the Fitbit application and I said, well, I was actually asleep between this time and this time.
Or you went to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I went to bed because it determines when I actually fell asleep. Then Fitbit reevaluates all of the data from that time period and applies it against the sleep algorithm and says, okay, Chris, well, here was your sleep last night. You got 6 hours, 4 minutes of sleep. You were restless for 27 times, which equaled 71 minutes total. So I was restless for 71 minutes throughout the night. And you can see in here, there's these little teal lines. These are my moments of restlessness, a lot of restlessness last night. So that's no good. And you can see down here, there's red lines. These are actually when I was awake. So I was awake for 6 minutes on January 24th. Here's January 23rd. I was awake for 5 minutes, restless for 71 minutes.
Yeah, so he has sleep apnea. And that is why there's so much restlessness and wakeful periods.
Here, before Quarter Radio, Monday night, I had this big gap where I had to wake up. Oh, that was the night we had Alfredo.
No, it wasn't.
Hey-oh! Yeah, I think it was.
Anyway, go to my screen real quick.
Okay.
So you can enter your sleep login from here, just like he said. You entered bed and you left bed. But I wanted to... I wanted to go back.
So Q5Sys brings up a good point. He says the NSA will really, really love this data. And I've thought about that. Like, am I giving away something I wouldn't want to give because it does sync to them? And I think there's a fine line, and it's definitely worth consideration for privacy aspects. But at the same time, like, you can't let that ruin your life, that worry. And this is really something that I think might actually help me improve my quality of life.
Yeah.
And they're not sponsoring this. There's lots of other devices.
We said that at the top of the show.
There's the Nike Fuel Band is out there. There's other ones too.
In fact, not only is it not sponsored, but I linked to the units through Amazon.
Which we don't make any money off anymore.
Yeah.
We're not making anything.
So Evil in the chat room says, is there a hybrid mode for sleepwalkers? And now here's the thing. You guys know I have an infant baby. I get up to nurse. Well, last night it was 10 o'clock, 12:30, 3:30, 5:30, and then 6. When I get up, if there's enough movement in my wrist, it'll say I'm awake, but it kind of counts that whole period as restlessness. So it kind of works, but not for sleepwalkers and nursing. So, but that's okay. It's still really cool. The other thing is that the calories that you burn is automatically calculated based on the steps that you've taken and the floors that you've climbed, but it doesn't actually account for like activities unless you enter those activities into the app.
Yeah.
So like if you went jogging, if you went running or whatever, you have to add those activities.
It'll count the steps you took.
But there are so many activities in there to choose from. And there was one thing...
Did you want to talk about the food log at all?
Yeah, I can. So you can... same with calories, or I guess I was just talking about calories burned. I was manually entering in the calories that I've eaten, and let's see.
So it tells you if you're over or above the amount of calories versus amount of activity.
Right.
So it kind of gives you a comparison. You're taking in more calories than you're burning.
And just so you know, the app has a much different view than this, and it actually shows like a month at a time and averages, and it's I think actually a lot cooler than the website. But I can't remember what it was before that I was trying to use where I was entering in my food, but like every time I went to enter something, it was never in their library. Their library is ginormous. All you have to do is type pepperoni pizza, comma, Papa Murphy's, comma, and it'll be there.
Yep.
Like
they got a huge food data. That's where using the smartphone is actually pretty handy. And I wonder if you can, I don't know if you can use it without syncing, but the nice thing is like, I'm not entering or tracking my food right now, but if you're right there and you go to like Subway, and they just have like all of Subway's menu in the app. So you just start typing in the Subway stuff and it'll autocomplete it. It gets all the calories, all the nutrition info, and that goes into the math. It's really handy.
Yeah. So the other thing is that it's not just the normal things that we've talked about that you can track. You can also you can have a journal, you can have heart rate, you can have blood pressure, you can have glucose. And then over here, you can add a custom tracker. How many cigarettes do you smoke in a day?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. How many times do you do whatever?
So I just want to kind of reflect on what the point of doing that would be. So for what I'm doing is... Beers would be good
Which
too.
I guess you could track in calories or in the food intake.
You know, for me, I'm trying to solve this sleep problem because I feel like if I can get a handle on my sleep, then a lot of other things will fall into place. So for me, it's really interesting. I might start doing that because I could say cup of coffee, energy drink, right?
Yeah.
Or tea. Because what I'm trying to do right now is get a rough idea based on, okay, if I have X amount of activity, how does my sleep look in that night? And this gives me all of the numbers to determine that. And like right now, I'm finding that I can make some changes. Like one of the things I've done is I just stopped drinking coffee after noon. Like it used to be 3 o'clock, now it's noon.
Right.
And I've noticed an improvement because I'm less restless the nights that I cut out coffee at noon. But now, wouldn't it be interesting if I went for a 2-hour walk? Yeah, right. If I went for a half-hour walk, would I see a percentage drop in my restlessness? And it will chart that out for me.
Well, also...
I'm not a math guy, so it's nice to have that.
Also, because I am nursing and my sleep is so broken, and because this guy doesn't use a CPAP and has a sleep apnea, our memories are horrible. So... it's kind of hard to be like, when was the last time that you had an energy drink?
That too.
I didn't sleep good that night because according to this chart, I had coffee and an energy drink. You know?
Me? I got to chase the coffee with something, Ange.
Right. So that's really cool. There's also a community aspect of this.
Yeah, which... I don't know. I still got to experiment with more.
Okay, well, so I created a group called FauxShow Fitters.
Hey-o!
And holy... What?
Oh, I think that's because I was wearing mine the first few weeks and you didn't get into it till like the...
Oh. Well, I thought it was... Oh, well, no, it steps in January.
Yeah, and didn't you not start wearing it till like the second week?
Oh, the 8th. Yeah.
Yeah.
I started January 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so it
I'm
just
kicking
shows...
your ass right
now. No kidding. People can join this through invitation. So if you're interested, email me, angela@jupiterbroadcasting.com, subject line Fitbit, and then just say, hey... invite this email address or whatever email address you use to sign up for Fitbit.
And then we will compete with your ass to try to kick your butt and be more active than you.
You can watch what our steps are compared to yours and whatever.
You can see that Chris sits at his desk all the time.
Well, and so I do a lot
I'm not hard to beat, trust me.
I also chase after the kids. So.
You know what's ridiculous? It's really not that hard to get 10,000 steps, and I still haven't done it.
I know. I made it over 7,000 yesterday. The last couple of days, I've had higher steps because I've been walking around a hospital.
Family stuff.
So
yeah.
So
this is interesting because sometimes having a peer group helps you be a little more motivated. You know, you want to track that. You want to kind of compare yourself to other folks. And you know, like right now, I feel pretty good that I'm kicking Angela's butt. Yeah, I want to keep that lead up. See, I already got a head start, so I'm motivated to keep it up.
Yeah. All right. So, oops, nope, not that.
Now, did you want to talk a little bit about some of the downsides? There are some potential... I want to talk
about the differences between the different Fitbits that are available.
Oh, yeah. There are several different.
So they have at fitbit.com/comparison/trackers. Here are the devices. They have a nice comparison here. There's the Fitbit Flex, which has a very small screen with just lines on it.
That's the older one.
Well, yeah, and then there's the Fitbit Force, which is what we have
towards the end of last year,
and it has a bigger OLED screen, and it shows the time. So it's actually a watch, and I've literally used it as a watch before. And so, personally, I recommend getting the Force.
Yeah, I do too.
The other thing is that
you can also. I just want to say it's $130 on their website, but if you get the blue version, or the teal version, like I have, it's like only $80.
Or no, I think it's like 100.
Oh, I saw it on Amazon for $80.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was on sale.
Maybe you're looking at the wrong one.
Maybe. You know, the other thing too is if you're only interested in tracking your sleep, they have sort of like that ribbit where what's that one called there? The first
Fitbit one.
Yeah, that. Some people are recommending that just for sleep.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so the Fitbit Flex versus Force. The Flex doesn't count the stairs you climb. And now I'm going to have to say the Fitbit depends on your motion. And if you're not doing a typical motion of going down the stairs, it's not going to track the floor that you just climbed or climbed down. If I hold Bella in this hand, it typically doesn't register the floors. So I've actually only been down the stairs once today, even though it's been about 3 times. So it's not 100% accurate, but a lot of you guys probably aren't carrying babies. So then the other thing is that it's LED versus OLED. The Force is OLED. The other one is just LED. And the Flex does not show the time. So the extra $30 I think is well worth.
Plus, getting the stairs is nice. Plus, you get to say, is the Force with you?
Right. Yep. Or I have the Force with me.
And it's legit.
I'm actually thinking about getting the Fitbit Zip for my grandma because she has a pedometer that only registers like every other step that she takes. But this one is like the size of a quarter, which is really small and should be fairly accurate in tracking that. So
Chase tried to get one of these, but they were sold out at the time. But right before he went to
Fred Meyer.
Well, yeah, they're all over now. But right before he went to CES, he wanted to grab one, which is just after Christmas. And
man, yeah.
And because it's anytime you're going to go somewhere like Linux Fest Northwest or Linux Fest Northwest at the end of April, or if you're going to show up to Linux Fest Northwest at the end of April, you could track your steps with something like this.
So, who was that?
Maybe the Force.
Somebody. Looks familiar. Said, how far is that in miles? And at the time, I had mentioned the 7,000 steps. That is about 3 miles.
Yeah, it does tell you.
And it does convert it for you.
Yeah, not on my screen right now. I don't know why. But
go to the sidebar.
Sidebar up in here. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I see. And then
add all those on there.
So,
check the box.
But I don't want all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Then
because I'm not doing that yet. I like that it lets you track your water too.
Yeah, I've been I was tracking my water and my weight. I'm doing manually.
One thing, maybe before we get to the downsides, I want to maybe do something a little out of order. Is we could also just talk about there are also some companion devices.
Yeah. Yep.
Like now you're really getting into. We haven't done this, but if you're really crazy and you wanted to live on the Starship Enterprise, they also have a scale that automatically talks to the Fitbit dashboard. So then it combines your Fitbit and your. So if you're really trying to do some weight goals here, these two things talk together and synchronize their data, which is interesting. It's $130 for the scale. It does have a cool LCD screen, though.
So here's the thing. It says it tracks a bunch of things. Body fat, which I'm not sure how it would do that.
It's based on your BMI.
Well, and if it's based on your BMI, that is an easy calculation, too. There's no reason to spend $130 for this stupid
Unless
scale.
you want to live on the Starship Enterprise and have everything synced together.
Okay, but I have been just putting my weight in manually into the app every other day or every 2 days. It's not that big of a deal.
This is for somebody who is a zombie.
Lazy?
No, it's like you got your morning routine, you get on the
extra
scale.
Money to spend?
You get in the shower, and you don't even want to have to think about it. It's like, for me, that might happen. Like, if I weighed myself before the shower, by the time I'm out of the shower, I would have forgotten to track it, whereas it automatically would track. So then it's at least consistent, right?
No.
Well, if it's automatically tracking for you.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a ripoff. I think it's a complete ripoff.
$80? That might be...
Yeah. We didn't talk about the fact that it has a dongle.
Oh, yeah, it does. It has a weird charging dongle.
Yeah.
I don't really, and also I'm not so sure I love the band either.
Yeah, I've had a hard time clasping it, but I think I've got it down.
Yeah, I got it took me getting the hand of it.
So here's one of the worst things about I guess we'll go into the worst things about it. Forgetting to put it back on after the shower.
Happened to me today. Happens to me every day.
It is like...
And then you feel like, oh man, I missed out on a flight of stairs.
I know, yeah. Well, so one morning I was like, oh, I'll wait to put it on because I'm going to be doing my makeup and stuff. I don't want it registering extra steps. Well, then I forgot to put it back on. I took the kids to the grocery store, took them to the park. I'm all over the place. I was up and down the stairs at least twice. Yeah. I missed all of that. All because I wanted it to be honest and not register, steps while I was putting on my makeup.
So here's the back charger port right here. It's got these 3 contacts, and here's the charging cable. So
it's super short.
You can see here, you click into this spot right here, and the way it works, boy, their image isn't loading. Come on, Fitbit, load your image. Well, anyways, you could kind of see it there. There's a dongle. Let me find it for you guys. This dongle connects to your computer. Do you have this plugged in at all?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. So are you syncing it with your computer and your mobile device?
Yeah.
And then this plug is the charge plug. So it's a USB plug and it's really short. Really, really, really short.
Yeah.
But you
got to have like a Mac.
So if you want to have it synced to your computer, you got to have that USB dongle and the USB charging plug, which is a proprietary connector.
Nice,
but
Bronwyn.
It stays in there pretty good.
So, as he had up on the screen there, Fitbit has apologized for reported skin rashes and offers refunds to those that got it. So there's been some pictures, and I don't know how exactly legit they are. They appear to be legit. I just don't understand. Like, I see some people that had the rash on both wrists. Yeah, here we go. And why would you keep wearing that if that was happening? It's kind of weird. But anyway,
you always have rashes.
If you have a nickel allergy, you probably shouldn't wear it.
Is that what it is? It's a nickel thing?
There is nickel in it. That is one of the reasons. But and I don't have a diagnosed nickel allergy. My grandma does. That's why I don't want to get her the Force or the Flex. But I have had no issues. Some people reported it having issues after charging it a couple times, which I've only charged mine once.
I've charged mine twice. 8th. Since Christmas, I've charged, the day after Christmas, I had cooked this up and I've charged mine twice. Yeah. Twice.
So
the battery life is great.
And I really am prone to any kind of rash you can possibly imagine. I have an allergy rash that I'm stuck with for the rest of my life that normally just old men get, so that's awesome.
You don't wear it while it charges, the chat room is asking.
Oh, yeah, no.
And it charges...
And that kind of sucks, too.
Yeah,
but if you have, like, a job where you sit, that would be the best time to charge it. Or,
what I've done is while I'm taking a shower, plugged it in.
And then, so you miss out on stairs?
Well, yeah. But then I get down into my office, and it's right there. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Put it back on.
Good.
So that kind of worked last time.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
It is supposed to be water resistant.
Yeah, I'm not... I think I probably would get a rash if I tried to do that.
Maybe people are getting a rash from is maybe the metal part right there, the charger. Maybe
that's behind the LED screen or OLED.
Yeah.
They're offering a refund, so take advantage of that if you do have one or you develop symptoms.
But I've had mine on since December, end of December.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but I am rash queen. Seriously, I can't even. I've had more than this many rashes that I can think of. So just because, thanks, Dad.
Bad genetics.
So let's see what else.
You know what else has been interesting is watching my activity times, like because you can go in and you can generate reports, and so I can see like at what points in time for the week even that I was like Monday very inactive. That was probably the day I forgot to put it on after my shower, and yesterday I forgot to put it on for a while. But you can see like Friday I ran out and did some errands. I was pretty active.
How did you get to that?
It's on the dashboard.
Oh, I couldn't figure out how to get to that. That's what I wanted.
And here's my floors over the past few weeks. Check that out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
right?
there was one day. Where?
And if you want to use the distance, so you can see on Sunday, I almost traveled 4 miles. That's impossible. I was doing less. It's crazy.
How do you do
that? So you go.
Oh.
Yeah. So click on your week right there. Go back to where you were on the main screen there. And there's a little arrow at the bottom, and you just click it, and it goes over to more extended stats. I think it's that one. Yeah, go to week. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, cool.
And then, of course, once you've got more data in here, like here's my whole month so far, going back to December 26th. And I just think this is super cool.
Yep, and here's mine.
And if you want to pay, I think, or no, here's sleep. So here's the thing I care the most about is like here's my sleep stats. So I was in bed for 7 hours and 15 minutes. I got 6 hours of sleep. Here's my sleep stats broken out over the last 30 days. Which is pretty awesome. And it tells me right now my sleep efficiency was 86%. Jeez, I can't believe it's even that high.
So Rap asks, does it count driving? Well, I don't know if you mean like distance bouncing? Traveled or like
I've wondered if
you can add that tracker if you want to track, how much.
I've wondered though if sometimes road bouncing has triggered it. I think there's probably a handful of false positives, but it all kind of washes out.
Which is one of the most common questions about the Fitbit is, what does it log during sex? And the thing is, how
much moving are you doing? Are you on top or bottom?
Right. And it might do steps, but really it's an activity that you add to it. And apparently there was some issues with user profiles. They're indexed by Google. And so if they've tried sexual activity,
Awesome.
it's searchable. But I
Love it.
couldn't find a credible source to
You must be
say
able to-
that actually
Can't you set
continued to
this?
happen.
There's no way all this is public, right?
No,
Yeah.
not all of it. No, actually, and that's the
It's
thing.
like if you social share it or something.
I
should really try logging
well,
my
if you go to
food.
settings, actually, I want to talk about this. So under settings,
You okay with your Gmail address being on there?
No,
Okay.
thanks. All right, so you fill out the basic information. This is who I am. Whatever. You figure out your units because all you UK people and other country people, and the stupid US measurements. Anyway, they have this pregnancy, not pregnant, second trimester, third trimester, and are you nursing?
Awesome.
Yeah, and so I think that it adjusted my calorie intake
Yeah.
requirements based on the fact that
Of course
I am
it
nursing.
did. That's awesome.
So and then some preferences and whatever.
Do they have
so then,
Jack in it frequently in there? No.
So, but then if you go over, there's
Oh!
what?
This is so cool. I don't know if this is what you're about to show, but there is you can set alarms, silent alarms for your Fitbit to buzz your arm at certain times.
Right. Well,
or a silent alarm to wake up.
like when you meet the goals that you have.
Right.
So,
You can also, but hold on, let me finish this thought. So if you are sleeping with two people in the bed and one of you has to get up at a different time than the other, and you don't want to wake them up with an alarm clock, you can have your Fitbit, you just set it from the dashboard or from the app, you can have your Fitbit vibrate in the morning gently on your wrist to wake you up silently, which is a really cool feature. So it's kind of got like a little bit of an alarm clock in there. Anyways, you weren't talking about that. You were talking about...
so this is a really easy way. As you press the button and not hold it down, because if you hold it down, it puts in sleep mode. If you just keep pressing the button, it toggles through all the different things that you're tracking, and you can move those around really easily. So that if you only care about the floors you climbed, that's the first thing you want to see. You hit it once, you see the time. You hit it twice, you see the next one.
So you literally can set through the web page what order things are displayed on the LED screen.
Yep. And then, as I don't know if you guys saw, but it told me how high my battery was. And then under privacy, it tells you anyone can search for these certain things,
Okay.
and friends or just you.
So you could lock it down.
Yep. So you can definitely lock it down. I don't think I've used the applications. Nope, I haven't. I haven't synced with Facebook to find friends, which seems to be like their default thing that they want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you did to find me?
Yeah.
Ah.
I know. I
Yeah.
didn't want to, but I was trying it for the show.
Yeah. And then they're sharing. We're trying to become friends, and that is the other thing is we cannot get it. Like he sent me a request, I accepted it, and then it looked like I needed to send him one too, so I did. He didn't get mine. He showed me as his friend. I showed him as still waiting for a request. He didn't get that request. So it did show that I was friends with myself for a little while.
So I could look at her stats, but she couldn't look at my stats.
It's so stupid. So we're still not friends.
No way.
No way.
We should get to the mail sack because we're running long.
We should.
All
Are
right,
we?
Cue up the multi-$100,000 graphic that we've just
So
have to pay for
expensive.
every single week for the very special and FauxShow exclusive Jupiter mail sack. So, Ange, I know we have a physical mail. Is that what we're doing for our mail sack?
Yeah, well, because like the Instagram is the bulk of the
Mail
emails
sack?
I'm getting right now is, here's me in my
So
shirt.
before we open this, I want to say thank you because we've also received packages from a lot of other great folks in the community. This one, the timing just happened to be Angela picked this up right before the faux show yesterday.
Yep.
So we haven't even opened it yet. But thank you to everyone who sent something to us.
Like Seth.
We have our shipping address
Holla.
at the bottom of the Jupiter signal if you'd like to send us something.
Yep.
Which
Or
is our
sign
mail.
up at bit.ly/Jupiter Signal.
It's embedded in the show notes too.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a splot.
a splot.
I think so.
Is
Isn't
it
that
from Portal?
I don't think so.
It is a splot.
Yeah.
How do you know what a splot is? I don't know what a splot
What
is.
is it? Well, you tell
So
me.
first of all, this is from Finland. I don't know. I guess it has some beans in it.
Yeah.
I can feel
And
that.
it also has those jelly things in there. All right, Andrew, we got a
Splot.
shirt here. Oh,
Splot
boy.
game.
You ready for this? It's a gaming shirt.
Oh, sweet. Trying
to. Like one of my all-time favorite games ever, actually.
Yeah. Oh, there's two of them. Wait, what size is that one?
What? No.
2 extra large trying. Did you get trying too?
I've never seen it in the box.
Oh my gosh. Holy crap.
Look at that. 2 boxes of it. You can play too. Do you want to play?
Yeah, look at this.
You should totally play.
This is a field journal for it.
We should. You would like.
How cool. I know.
This is that game I was playing on the live stream.
I know. I totally G+'d it.
Oh, cool.
That is so neat. Oh,
Man, it has been years since I've had a box copy of a game.
this is really cool.
This is a good one to have a box copy for. Awesome.
So this is where we can read about the different things in the game. Check that out. Dylan likes it too. He likes all the colors.
Yeah.
That is so cool. We're gonna have to get a picture of us
Does it key out a little bit?
referencing the journal,
Yeah,
wearing
thank
our
you
shirts.
thank you very much.
That is so cool. So is the Splot from this game?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Doesn't say on here because it's in a different language. it's from Frozen Byte though. Those are the same people that make Trine, so maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Frozen.
That is so cool.
That is seriously. If you guys haven't picked up Trine 2 yet, it's on Steam. It's such a good game. It's a side scroller. It's kid friendly. It's beautiful. It works really well even on the Iris Pro graphics.
All right, WWNSX has provided the Splot link.
Has a lot to say about. Oh, look at that.
So there it is.
Well,
Archive header here. I think they might
header
want
here.
to.
Okay, so this is a thing I need to learn
Story
more
of
about.
Splot. Yeah, seems like something Dylan would get into really fast.
Yeah, that's adorable, actually.
Splot, where are you at?
Yeah.
You're at the Jupiter Broadcasting headquarters.
See, Rapp in the IRC, he's so sleepy
wow,
right
look
now,
at
he
that.
can't do his homework. He needs a Fitbit to track his sleep.
Yep.
Yep. That's the game?
I guess so. Yeah.
That looks like a ton. What's it called? Can you scroll up a little?
Frozen. Oh,
That's who makes it.
It's called Splot.
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah. It looks like a really fun one for Dill.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That looks so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves those kind of stuff. He loves it. So do I. I mean, let's be honest. All right, Andrew.
That is so cool.
Couple of things. Don't forget to fill out the FauxShow stickers form if you want a sticker, and then send a picture to Angela at JupiterBroadcasting.com.
I'm mailing them out as fast as I can. I'll be writing envelopes as soon as we're done here and mailing some out, so that the international people can get them. I was told it takes 1 to 2 weeks. So and the show,
and we want your pictures, so we got to
Yeah.
make that work quick. And tomorrow, Sunday, we have a really fun Linux Action Show planned, something I am so excited to talk about. And it's going to be on my birthday. It's a birthday episode of Linux Action
tomorrow.
Show. Yep. So join us for that live, 10 a.m. Pacific, over at jblive.tv. And, of course, the Faux Show has so far been live on Saturdays over at jblive.tv.
Consistently.
But you can always find out exactly when we're live by going to jupiterbroadcasting.com/calendar. Now, we would like to have you join us live. The Faux Show is better with you here. So
In that lower third. Get down there.
get down there. Plus, we do extra stuff before and after the show that doesn't make it into the recordings that
Yep.
you don't even know about. You don't even know, man. What's going on?
All right, everybody, that is it for this week's episode of the Faux Show. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, you can catch recent episodes of the Faux Show on
JupiterBroadcasting.com/FauxShow.
Also, get them on demand in the iTunes store. Search for Faux Show.